Most parents don't realize this, but some of the most common things we say to our kids, phrases that sound loving or encouraging, can quietly shape how their brain sees itself. Not in the moment, not overnight, but slowly, over time. Parenting really is a learning curve, and the words we say on autopilot can either build confidence or subtly chip away at it. In this video, we're breaking down 7 everyday phrases many parents use with good intentions, but they can backfire neurologically and emotionally.
I know it's hard, sweetie. We all get overwhelmed sometimes.
No, don't say that!
Oh, honey, I didn't mean to.
And what to say instead if you want to raise confident, capable kids who trust themselves. And stick around because one of these phrases is incredibly common, sounds harmless, and has the biggest impact of all. Let's get straight into it. Phrase 1, you're so smart. This one sounds like pure praise. Most moms say it because they genuinely want their child to feel capable, proud, and confident, and honestly, it comes from a good place. Telling your kid they're so smart
You are so smart.
Really?
Yes.
feels encouraging in the moment. But here's where it gets tricky. When praise focuses on intelligence instead of effort, the brain starts picking up a risky message that being smart is something you either have or you don't. So when a challenge shows up, their motivation can actually drop. Trying hard suddenly feels risky because if they fail, that smart label is on the line. This is exactly why, as I explained in phrase 3, saying, "Let me do that for you," can be even riskier. At the first sign of struggle, many parents step in to keep their child from failing, but that can teach kids to avoid harder tasks, not because they can't do them, but because they don't want to risk making a mistake. Real confidence grows a different way. It grows when kids learn that effort is what leads to growth. When you swap "you're so smart"
You are so smart.
for things like noticing persistence, focus, or the fact that they kept going even when it was tough, the brain learns something powerful. Challenges are safe to engage with. They're not something to avoid, they're how growth happens. And that mindset sticks with them far longer than any quick compliment ever could. Phrase 2, you're fine or don't cry. Every parent has been there, you're exhausted, emotions are running high, and your first instinct is to smooth things over quickly. Just calm down, it's fine, or stop crying, let's move on, slips out before you even realize it. It feels harmless, even helpful, but here's the thing. When a child's emotions are dismissed, even gently and with the best intentions, their brain starts learning to question its own signals. It's not learning to be tough, it's learning confusion. Emotional suppression doesn't build resilience, it builds uncertainty. When feelings get rushed away, the nervous system stays on edge, and the brain misses critical practice in regulating emotions. But when emotions are acknowledged, when a child truly feels seen and heard, the brain settles faster. That simple moment of validation sends the message, I'm safe, I'm understood. And that's the secret to real emotional regulation. It doesn't come from shutting feelings down, it comes from learning to move through them. Over time, these small moments of acknowledgement build trust, self-awareness, and emotional confidence. The kind that shows up later as calm, problem-solving, healthy relationships, and a strong, resilient sense of self. Phrase 3, let me do that for you. Helping feels loving, especially when your child is struggling and you just want things to move along. You see them getting frustrated, you're on a schedule, and stepping in feels like the kindest option. But when adults jump in too quickly, the child's brain quietly absorbs a different message. I can't handle this on my own. Over time, that message chips away at independence and self-trust. The brain starts waiting for rescue instead of pushing through. And that's the part most parents don't realize. Real confidence doesn't come from things being easy. It grows when kids are allowed to struggle safely, try again, and finally experience the pride of figuring it out themselves, even when it's messy, even when it's slow, even when it's not perfect. Those moments of effort and persistence are where the brain learns, I can do hard things. And that belief is one of the strongest foundations confidence is built on. Which brings us to the most important point of this video, the one almost every parent does, often without realizing it, but it has the biggest impact on your child's confidence, focus, and independence. You definitely don't want to skip this one. But before we dive in, hit like and subscribe for more science-backed parenting tips. Phrase 4, because I said so. Every parent has said this, usually out of pure exhaustion. You're done negotiating, you need things to move, and it works in the moment. But what it quietly shuts down in the developing brain is something really important: reasoning. When kids aren't given explanations, the brain learns that power, not understanding, is what drives decisions. They follow rules because they have to, not because they get them. Over time, that can weaken internal motivation and critical thinking. Taking a few extra seconds to explain the why behind a boundary does something powerful. It helps the brain connect cause and effect, builds respect, and teaches kids how to make better choices on their own. Confidence grows when children feel guided instead of controlled, when they understand the reason behind the rule, not just the rule itself. And here's the thing, this links directly to "you're too young" or "you can't do that yet" and "be careful," which we'll dive into next. Phrase 5, you're too young or you can't do that yet. Sometimes this is true. There really are moments when it's faster, cleaner, or safer to do it yourself. But when that message gets used too often, kids start internalizing limits that don't actually belong to them. The brain begins to hear, "I'm not capable," even when the task was never meant to be perfect in the first place.
Mom, let me do it.
You're too young for this, sweetie.
Well, I can do
Not
it.
now.
A child's brain builds confidence through contribution. When kids are trusted with age-appropriate responsibilities, helping, trying, being part of the process, they start seeing themselves as capable and useful. That sense of "I matter" here goes a long way. Instead of shutting them out completely, offering a smaller or simpler version of the task makes all the difference. It teaches the brain, "I can learn, I can help, I can grow." And those quiet beliefs are exactly what confidence is made of. Phrase 6, be careful. This one sounds protective, and it is, in the right moments. We say it because we care and we're trying to keep our kids safe. But when it's repeated constantly, the brain doesn't hear guidance, it hears danger. And over time, that can quietly wire anxiety instead of awareness. A child's brain isn't filtering for nuance, it's taking in the emotional message. When warnings come nonstop, kids can start doubting their own body and judgment, second-guessing themselves, even in safe situations. What actually helps is specific, calm guidance, simple instructions that teach how to move, what to watch for, and when to slow down. That way, the brain learns to assess risk without fear. Real confidence develops when children learn how to navigate challenges safely, not when every possible risk is framed as a threat. Phrase 7, stop showing off or don't brag. A lot of us were raised to value humility, so this one feels familiar. We don't want kids to sound braggy or full of themselves, but when expressions of pride get shut down too often, the brain can start learning that celebrating yourself is somehow wrong. When children are discouraged from acknowledging their own achievements, their confidence doesn't disappear, it just becomes quieter and more fragile. They may succeed, but hesitate to own it. And there's a big difference between arrogance and healthy pride. Healthy pride comes from recognizing effort, progress, and growth. When we allow kids to say, "I'm proud of myself," the brain connects confidence with learning and improvement, not with shame or embarrassment. That kind of confidence is steady, grounded, and something they can carry with them for life. What this does over time. Over time, these everyday language patterns quietly shape how a child's brain responds to challenge, failure, and self-worth. Kids who consistently hear effort-based praise, emotional validation, and respectful guidance are more likely to take healthy risks, stick with tough tasks, and trust their own abilities. Confidence doesn't come from constant praise, shortcuts, or being shielded from every struggle. It grows when children feel capable, understood, and genuinely supported while navigating life's challenges. Those small, intentional moments of guidance and acknowledgement stack up over time, building a brain that's resilient, curious, and ready to take on the world. The core takeaway: this isn't about being a perfect parent, far from it. Every parent has said these phrases, and most of us do it without thinking. What really matters is awareness and consistent practice over time. Each small shift in the way we talk helps rewire how a child talks to themselves internally, shaping confidence, resilience, and self-trust. At the end of the day, confidence isn't something we hand to our kids. It's something we build in them, day by day, through empathy, trust, and the everyday words that tell their brain, "You've got this. You can handle this. So if this video gave you a new perspective on the way you talk to your child, go ahead and like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more simple, science-backed parenting insights. And remember, the words you speak to your child today become the voice their brain carries with them tomorrow.